Hello, and welcome back to Tractors and Such. So we got us here some type of bush hog. I don't know what brand this is, what kind this is. All I know is it's got a Wisconsin motor, and I think the camera can focus it, but it's an AENLD. So, believe that's the same motor that's on the ditch witch. And see how you engage the mower here is I'm going to have to do a little work to it, but this motor pivots. That's what it should do. It should pivot. I think it does. I don't know. Yeah, it does. I want to get that freed up, but that's what the motor does. The motor's supposed to slide back and forth to engage and disengage this. Here's your throttle. It's seized. It's stuck. And this is your gearbox right here. Turns that. And this is how you supposedly, I think if you push forward, tightens the belt. And I think that either goes forward, I'll have to get it going to see what it'll do. Yeah, that would be forward. And then whenever you pull it all the way back, as it looks to me, it'll go in reverse. Because you got this thing right here, and this rides on this. That's what I think it does. So, yeah. Alrighty, so let's get to wrenching on this thing. So let's start assessing here. So, well, that's good. The motor does not appear to be stuck. It appears to turn or wiggle. I ain't got to make a full revolution, but it's not stuck. And so I guess now I'm going to do is I'm going to take that plug out, and we're going to see what it looks like in there, and probably put some oil down in there. So I was not able to get the spark plug out with the wrench because I think it's just stuck in there. But I'm going to try and take off this top cover right here because I can see a nest. Well, it needed to come off anyways. It's got some stuff in there, but I'm just going to leave this off so it'll all shoot out if it ever pops. I want to put this part back on. So it won't blow a head gasket. Because that is a nut that threads in with the head gasket. Okay. So I'm turning this motor over, and if you hear that click, that's the mag, but I ain't producing fire that I can see. I can feel no resistance whatsoever when I'm cranking the over by hand and I don't feel any compression, so I think that's a stuck valve, because if we turn the ditch switch over here, and this thing runs, and so you can, and see this thing's got resistance. It's got compression, so I say that's got bad. It's probably got a stuck valve. I'm gonna let this soak while I go eat, then I'll be back and I guess we'll go ahead and take the head off. Guys, this is one weird Wisconsin motor. It started with no compression, but we were trying to get the head off, but we couldn't get one bolt out because it's stuck. And it didn't have spark neither. But it's weird. When we were applying a little heat, I guess that's how it happened. All of a sudden, it just regained its compression. And also, it shocked the man right here. I can't see spark though. But it shocked him. So, there's hope.
See you tomorrow.
So I'm gonna call it a night, and we'll get back to it first thing in the morning. Alright, so I couldn't help myself, but I just went ahead and checked the oil. It ain't bad. Don't smell like gas. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this magneto cover off. I think this is a Fairbanks Morse mag. One reason I think that's because it's got the blue tag label on it. Oh. I don't think the camera can pick it up that well, but that's because I got a little space to work with. But they're corroded. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so I think I've got the points cleaned up, because whenever I pull the motor over, I can see the points arcing a little, so I think I can see if I'm getting spark up to the plug. Now, I took the ditch switch plug out of the ditch switch in there because, well, because that porcelain always wants to screw out. And I think it's going to get plugged, but let's just see what we get for a fire here. Alright, so let's see what will happen. If I turn this flywheel a little bit, I should be seeing spark. Yep. If we turn it again, should spark again. I think it did right there. Yep. So I've got spark. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this boat in a little bit better, and I guess we'll see if it'll fire and run. Okay, so I put some oil in it, and it seems like it's got compression because it's pushing my finger up. Haha, it's one pop. That's two. almost there. It ran. Okay, so well, it's been a months later since I messed with this bush hog. So we've got new tires on it so we can move it around. And I'll get back to it eventually, but I want to end the video here. So thank you all for watching this video, tractors and such. Please consider to like and subscribe. And now we're going to go with Paul with the devotion.
Today's devotion is Genesis chapter 15, beginning at verse 1. After these things the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield, and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I am gone childless, and the steward of my house is Elijah of Damascus? And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born into my house is not mine, is my heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thy heir, but he that should come forth out of thy own bowels shall be thy heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou is able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldeans, to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took them, all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against the other, and put the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know for surety that the seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve him, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And all that nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out a great substance. And thou shalt go to thy father in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. Thank you for watching Kate's video today. See you on the next post.